coffee. Hey, how are you? Happy? Hello? Happy? Oh my goodness, I don't even know what day of the week it is. What in the world is going on over here? I'm even a little reluctant to look at the calendar because as of this moment, I have zero obligations, nothing going on. It's the last little bit of summer vacation for the kids, and so we've been to the schools, we've picked up their school schedules, and they're excited, they're looking forward to the future, and poor old mom is realizing that they're getting up there in the years. We've been school shopping, picking up some cute new clothes, some new personalities have emerged. Of course, we're sizing up. Oh, Mom. My heart goes out to all the moms out there with the little ones, and they're meeting all these benchmarks and growing, right? Oh. So in this moment, we don't have anything to do, nothing to worry about, nothing going on. It's exactly what I need. All right. We can't live in this bliss forever, huh? I know I'm behind in something. All right, come on. Come on. Let's take a look over here and see what's going on. This is my calendar. My Missi, you see all that scribble scrabble? This calendar isn't for family stuff. It's not for business stuff. It is purely my crochet crafty ideas and hanging out with the yarny friends and just the fun stuff. It's full. I love that. I picked up this calendar at the $1.25 Tree, which I no longer shop at. So this is the last month in this academic calendar. It's one of those 18-month calendars, which really turned around to kick me in the butt, because as soon as I realized I only had a page left, I had to go on a scavenger hunt to find another 18-month calendar. Amazon, which I know Amazon really isn't getting that far away from my political views on Dollar Tree. I guess I am political these days, huh? Those crochet kits being completely AI and unworkable really burned me. I'm sticking to it. All right, whatever. Today is July 23rd. I have a late afternoon coffee date with a good friend from New York, and I'm taking yarn. Yay! Okay, but what are we doing this morning? Duck, duck, dishcloth. Oh, with Missi over at Missi's Yarniverse and more. All right. Okay. Glad I took a look. Oh, and one of the kids brought me this little, this isn't even a duck. This is a quackin'. I guess at some point I was working on my duck dishcloths in the car at boxing, and I guess I dropped, this is my bookmark that I use to hold my pages together. I need a couple of them. But I guess I dropped it in the driveway on my way up to the house. And so my favorite child found it and brought it to me. I have sneaky suspicions that the kids do watch my videos. They're very proud of me. They tell me all the time, like, Mom, you're always posting videos. Mom, look at all the stuff you've crocheted. Mom, you have a whole lot of friends on the internet. Yes, I do. I have a whole lot of friends on the internet. This is my safe place, my crafty spot. Missi over at Missi's Yarniverse last week started pulling out all these ducks, and I'm like, oh my goodness, where are we going with this? It was a do it again, a rewind, which one was your favorite? Now, I had a lot of favorites. In flipping through the book while we were sitting at boxing in the car, I was flipping through the pages and I'm like, man, there's a lot of these I like. one of the ones that I really, really, really like, one of my absolute favorites was the strawberry. My mind keeps going back to all the possibilities. If I made 2 strawberries, sewed them together, this would be the perfect flap for a little girl's purse. This one, absolute favorite. It was. And then I'm flipping through and I'm finding all the ones that they were quick, they were simple, but they looked really nice. And then I remembered some of them we bought supplies for, and I still have the supplies left over. Like, let's see, the faucet angel, which, okay, now that a little bit of time has passed, I thought it meant faceted, like facets, like crafting supplies for like earrings and like facets, like it was adding little embellishments, facets, like in jewelry making, or like embellishments or things that you add to connect to other things. And I kept thinking it was a faceted angel. Silly me. Now that I've seen everybody's angel and I've heard, you know, people today have made some more angels. Faucet. Well, when you're washing dishes, you're using the faucet, and that little loop could hook around your, you know, your faucet. A faucet angel, which, I mean, if you're getting ready to wash dishes and you're already grumpy and you're in there slamming around dirty dishes, making your piles and looking for your soap, you're gonna need an angel. Another one of my favorites, right? And then I remembered that I bought all those stinking scrubbies. Bought a whole bunch of scrubbies way back a long time ago when I was a Dollar Tree shopper. I bought the square scrubbies. I can't even find the page. I bought all them square scrubbies. Is there a picture of one of them on here? It's around here somewhere. I bought one, and I think that it was Smurfs, I think. Smurfs. I'm taking all the bookmarks off. Let's throw caution to the wind and let all these pages fly wild. Oh my goodness. You know what? I don't know. Oh, pot scrubber. I bought all those square scrubbies from the dollar store in the spa health and body treatment. And it had all those cute little designs on it. I couldn't find them anywhere. I know they're around here. And you know, logically, today Amy would go tell past Amy to put all the scrubby tools, supplies, accessories in with the kitchen cottons in the 2 totes under the bed. All right. So I went to go digging around and looking, and I couldn't find them. But I do want to separate, now that my totes have been eaten down over almost another year of dishcloth, so that would be 2 years for me. I want to put all my variegated cotton in one and all my solids in another. Oh, maybe that's a leisure weekend project, huh? And so then I got to looking at my pot scrubber, and I'm like, oh yeah, remember all those pencil notes I had and how I was struggling to whip it together? Ooh, that was a mess. It was a delightful mess. And then I came across I'm just going to pull the page out. Page is already flopping all over the place anyway. Why fool with the whole book? Scrub-a-dub. I really, truly enjoyed this one. I did. I loved it. I used a smaller hook. I don't know. I just grabbed a smaller hook. I think it was like a 3. And then my normal scrub. Oh, it's still right here. Oh, no. I was sitting in the car boxing. I was making the little amigurumi witch bat, the bat with big eyes. And I had this little hook with me, which was perfect for diving into those little spongy sides. So I smash the sides down. I go in. We're just doing a single crochet all the way around. It says to make 32 around. So in my mind, I broke it down 15, 15, squeeze one in this half and squeeze one in that half. Got it, right? So in my mind, I'm like working around a clock, making sure I've got enough squeezed, and I got it. I've got them separated and divided. It looks wonderful. And so then when I start working, I start using this 4.5. You know what? This 4.5 hook has learned some words. Way back a long time ago when Laura, Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming, started the year of dishcloths, I had the book. I jumped on in. You know, that book had been sitting on my shelf for a while and growing some dust. It was a marvelous year. It really, really was. I got to know a lot of crafty individuals on the YouTube streets. And this hook helped me get there. There were a lot of patterns that I ended up cussing and hooting and hollering over. And then this book came around, and Missi's Yarniverse taught me a whole nother world of make it work, budget. This one wasn't like that for me. Not at all. So it was a 2-row repeat. One row was building a foundation, and then the next row was just a granny square, which was easy to just whip it around. It was 2 sides. You leave this 2 sides alone. You don't do much with it till you get all the way around to the border. And it's 3 rows. No, 2-row repeat. Once you get to the second row, it's like a scallopy row and then a granny square row. So the scallopy row, you could stop at any time. You didn't have to keep going with it. So I had some variegated creamsicle sorbet cotton, kitchen cotton, and I wanted to use the rest of the ball nice and bright. The other scrubbies that I have are yellow and red, and then a green and some more blue. I bought 3 packages of them. Oh my goodness. For someone that doesn't like to repeat patterns over and over again, I really, I don't know who I was making them for. I was making one of these for like every person I run into along my day's journey. I don't know. So we got the 2-row repeats working all the way up. You work them one time, and then the pattern has you go work 4 of the rows again, and then 2 of the rows again. I cut out those 4 because I remember the first time around it being way too big. It was a big butt scrubby, and I just needed a little hand scrubby. This pot scrubby is going to go in my take it to the market bag in November, which my bag is growing. So I'm kind of thinking, not official, I'm not going to corner myself into it, but I'm kind of thinking I'm going to do it. I'm going to go sit with the farm girls, my friends, for the day and put out some of the things that I've made and enjoy the company in the day with no pressure on if anything goes home with anybody or anything like that, right? That's what I'm thinking. Thinking that's a good way to look at it. But look how nice and neat. Look how evenly divided all those 32 stitches are all the way around. Yeah, so in my mind, I just cut it in half. There's 15 squeeze one in and 15 squeeze one in. That's 32. So that was the part that tripped me up the last time, because if you don't have enough single crochets into that scrubby when you start your base, see my base right here? Then it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Because the last one I redid because it didn't work. But now I feel seasoned. I whipped this out. Ryan goes to boxing for 1 hour. I watched YouTube videos. I'm still re-watching all of the, I went back, Laura, Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. Laura's been on YouTube for 6 years. And that first year, she pumped out a lot of videos, a lot of visits, and they're all over the place with content and entertainment. Right now I'm watching the hatch along. She's got a bunch of duck eggs and I think 1 goose egg in the incubator, and they're going around and around, and she's got the countdown and she's candling 2 of them over and over again, and I'm getting excited. They're gonna hatch any day now. But I'm still in year 6. I still got a whole lot of viewing pleasure, enjoyment with Lara. She's an absolutely wonderful person. She's incredible to get to know all over again. In the last year or two, I did spend a lot of time watching her videos when the notifications popped up, but I missed a lot in like those early days of her channel evolving. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. So if you find yourself with some free time, go watch Lara, Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming, the old stuff where the baby chicks are starting to pip and zip. But that's what I did. I sat in the car during boxing. We go 4 days a week, and I sit in the car and I crochet for an hour, and I sit and I watch videos. And then I don't have any overnights right now. That's why I look so fresh and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I haven't been working any overnights, which, I mean, that can change any day as needs fit. So I haven't been getting like bulk projects done. I've just been, you know, tinkering around with little stuff. I have a craving though. Lately I've realized, you know, I'm pumping out like little woobles, and I'm really enjoying the Duck dishcloths, and I've got the little the garden squares I've been doing, and the seasonal little makes and that sort of thing. I'm craving a garment, something big, something to work on that's like taking quite a while, and I need to do some sizing and some fitting. I don't have any progress on the socks. The socks, I'm just working that cuff, taking my time, making sure my tension's good, because when I start that color work, it's gonna all be about tension. So I don't have any progress on the socks for this week. Oops. That's okay. It's all part of the process, right? And then the kids are getting ready to go back to summer. So we've been having fun. We did some thrifting, the girls and I. We go closer into the Bay Area, and there's this one street that has 3 thrift stores on it, and we call it the thrift store alley, because you can park on one end of it and walk all 3 of the thrift stores, but they're all close enough that you could take your treasures back to the car before you go into the next one. And before you even get to thrift store alley, there's 3 thrift stores along the highway that we stop at before we get there. So the other day it was my middle daughter and I and my son. And my son shops like my husband. He gets into a store and he looks for a place to sit. And we take stuff. Look what I found. Look at this. Look at that. And then he sits there on his phone and he's like, "Really, Mom? 6 stores in one day?" You know, we didn't leisure at all 6 stores for ample amounts of time, right? But I think I did find a treasure in each one of them. I did find some fun things. Of course, blankets. Look at this blanket that I found. It reminds me of the Apache Tears, but it's done in more of a like an icicle. Like the tier part, the drop down stitch part starts short and it gets bigger and bigger. Donna, do you know what pattern this is called? Oh, it was a beautiful baby blanket, all in pastels. But it was that very, very thin. It had a little sheen to it, but the sheen was scratchy. So I don't know. And it was very narrow. I don't know. And then I saw another blanket. And I'm showing you, but I don't actually remember in the moment that I'm talking about the blanket. But thrift blanket find. A long time ago when my girls were really, really little, we used to pack a lunch and we would go to the beach and we'd go sit on the beach and lay in the sun and listen to the waves and get super chilly cold, and then we'd lay some more and then we'd come home. And it was an extremely frequent thing that we did. And I was at a thrift store one time, and I found a blanket, and with all the discounts, it was $1. and it was enormous. It was a king-size blanket made with acrylic. It was all different blues and whites, and it was incredibly thick, and it was perfect for the sand. It was very worn, and it did have a slight pukey smell to it. I brought it home. I washed it very, very well, and I sewed. It was all done in single crochet. King size, all in single crochet, changing colors many, many times. Some stitches had come across in certain, so I got in there and I slip stitched and single crocheted them all together, and I fixed the blanket. I got the smell out of the blanket. It did take some Lysol. There's a Lysol additive that you can add to your laundry detergents, and it's a sanitizer. And it takes smells out of old things. It works very well for cigarette smell, which is, we all know, a high challenge. But I was able to really clean that blanket up and give it a second life. I shared it on the channel, and I got mixed emotions coming back. 50% of the people was like, oh, you know, what a wonderful way to use something that you found that had found itself at a thrift store and wasn't in the condition that I found it. It was not lovable. I fixed it, upcycled it, and gave it a second life, and I was applauded for that. The other half of the people I was visiting with was very upset that I took that beautiful blanket out to the beach and laid it out, and we sat on it many, many, many times. Many, many, many days out in the dirty beach, out in the sand. So at thrift stores, when things don't sell, that's like their last stop to a landfill. And it's acrylic. So it would have sat out in a landfill, untangled itself. Who knows what could, your guess is as good as mine after that, right? I don't know. I'd like to believe that the blanket enjoyed our journey just as much. I still have the blanket. Blanket's folded up in the hall closet. We haven't used it in quite a while. Might be time to bring out that blanket and see if the girls want to go to the beach. We'll see. Well, thank you for visiting with me. I think I've yapped on about more than the duck dishcloth. Missy and the ducks are pulling out a new pattern suggestion for this week. Go check out our channel, and there's a parade. I won't be in the parade because I forgot what day it was. So my dishcloth won't be in this week's parade, but it'll be in next week's parade. I'll send Missy a picture right now. Shame on me. All right, friends, take care. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying hydrated. And I think, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is a shark. All right, I'll see you tomorrow with a project. Bye.